Hey. I am super excited to be here. Happy Tuesday. Happy August. Happy Tuesday. Super excited to welcome you to the Pink Table Talk, episode 36. Can you believe it's episode 36 of Pink Table Talk? How many of you have been holding it down with me for a while? I'm looking at the chat to see. I see you there. Oh, wait, I'm thirsty. Oh, I'm thirsty. You know how people do when they get new clothes, when they get a new car, when they get some new, they just had to wear it. They just had to use it. Oh my gosh. I just love this. Is this enough bling? Okay. I remember when I was at Michael Jackson's homegoing service. Yes, I was there. And outside they were get the bling for the king. Well, get the bling. Okay. Well, I want to welcome you to Pink Table Talk. I am Caterina Harris Earl, and I have been hosting this for 36 months, like OMG. And I think I've been doing podcasts even before podcasts were podcasting. But tonight, I am excited to welcome you and to welcome all of our guests that are here for the cash drawing. I want the guests to hit me in the chat and say, I'm here for the cash. I'm here for the cash. I'm here for the cash. Or just give me a $sign, okay? I want to thank all of the consultants that are watching. Hit in the chat. Where are you watching from? What city? What state? What country? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm sitting today in Brentwood, California. And I'm excited to be on my way to Dallas. It sounds like I'm on my way to Jackson, Mississippi. Sounds like I'm on my way to Boston, coming to a city near you. So I want to know, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And then on my way to Chicago. Yes. So I'm glad you're there. Tonight is an opportunity for me to share my own story. One of the things that I've been doing on Pink Table Talk is we have had amazing guest speakers. As a matter of fact, if you're watching on my YouTube channel and you go back on my YouTube channel, you can type in Pink Table Talk and you will see episode after episode after episode after episode with amazing guest speakers. Well, today, I'm my own guest speaker. I decided that I wanted to share and talk to you about how I built a life I love. Cadillacs, cash, courage, and confidence. I have been building my business with Mary Kay since 1991. Yes, I started in February of 1991, but this month, August, is the month I debuted as a sales director, and it's the month I debuted as a national sales director. So congratulations to those of you that are watching from my unit. We debuted in 1992, and congratulations to those of you that are part of our national area. We debuted as at the top of this company in 2007. And I want to thank the guests that are here just to hear a little bit of a story about how I've been inspired that I hope will inspire you. This, I believe that my story can inspire you, whether you want a little bit or you want a lot from this business, whether you are an entrepreneur who is pursuing a business that you love, whether you are a mama, whether you are single, whether you are young or whether you are old or mature, we'll say. How about seasoned? Where are my seasoned people at? So I want to tell you that I started my business in 1991. And if someone had told me that I'd be a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I would have looked them in their eyes and told them they were crazy, because my image of Mary Kay was beehive hairdos, tacky pink cars. And I thought in a million years, there was no reason anyone should be doing something like Mary Kay. I just didn't think that it was for me, but I needed cash and I needed more positivity in my life, and I needed a tax deduction. and I needed a car. I could go on and on and on. So many things that I've received in Mary Kay I needed, but I didn't think it was here because I could not see Mary Kay being in my life. But now I can't imagine it not being in my life. I had a degree in economics and political analysis. I was getting my master's from USC, the University of Southern California. I was getting my degree in public administration. I was a nonprofit manager in Oakland, California, and I was super busy and active in church and involved in lots of community activities because I thought one day I wanted to run for office, until I went to work for some politicians. And then I said, I spent enough time in Washington, D.C. And while I absolutely love it, I decided that I wanted to be the person who could make a donation. So I tell you, that back then in 1992, in 1991, I was thinking constantly about extra money. I was also thinking constantly about what's next. Have you ever been in a place where you're like, what's next? I graduated from college and I was popular in college. I was busy in college. I had a lot of things going on in college. And then I went and got a job. And every day I'd just wake up, get dressed, drive to this job, come home, be tired, and watch TV. And I didn't own a home. I wasn't married, didn't have kids, and I was working for a nonprofit job training agency. The key word is non. I was trying to figure out, is this what I'm going to do? And how am I going to do it well on this income? Like, I hadn't even started to do all the things that I dreamed of, and I didn't have enough money to do the little that I was doing. I needed a lot more. Type more in the chat if you're the person who needs more. I needed more. I didn't need to be rich. I just needed a lot of money. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I just needed cash to be able to live life and live life well. Well, I was one day sitting in my office and I was crunching numbers, and I realized that our program was not funded fully if we did not place enough of the young adults that I worked with in employment. And I looked at some of the young women and I was like, you need to pull your blouse up and you need to pull your skirt down before you go to a job interview. So I was having a conversation with a male friend of mine. I was working on the west end of Oakland and he was working on the east end of Oakland. And I was having a conversation with him about what was working in this program. And I said, I need somebody to come out who could do image, like with these young women. I need image. Now, he just happened to mention Tammy to me. He said, I have a homegirl. You have a homegirl. I have a homegirl who does something like Mary Kay, something with skincare and makeup, image, something. Can I have her give you a call? She called me. I was rude because my image of Mary Kay, I already told you. Not rude, but just not overly friendly. And I just said, look, is it free? We have no money in our program and you can't come in here selling any Mary Kay. I didn't say it quite like that, but that's really what I was saying. And she said, no, complimentary, blah, blah, blah. She came in, she was sharp, y'all. She was in her 20s. She looked like Holly Berry and she was driving this car that said, I want it. And I was like, okay. I was driving a hoopty. Hope it gets you there. So I had her come in and she did 3 things. She read a book. She squirted the tube, she flipped the page. She introduced the product, but she weaved in some image and she weaved in some self-confidence and self-esteem. And she really motivated these young ladies, and she did not try to sell them a thing, but she did offer me her business card. And I was like, OMG, let me just give this woman my number and hope that she never calls me. Well, y'all, that was October, and my phone rang in October, and my phone rang in November. And you know how it is. You heard me say I signed up in February. She called me and called me and called me. Type in the chat persistent if you have a persistent beauty consultant. She wasn't pushy. I told you, Tammy was sugar sharp. She was one of the number 1 consultants in the area. She politely followed up, and every time she asked me, would it be okay if I followed up? Because I was a busy person. It's just true that people are busy. We're all busy, right? And so I finally in January said yes, because November, it takes a month to cook a turkey. In December, I was Christmasing all month, right? Really, what I was doing is we took a month off in December for our not-for-profit agency, and we did not get paid. So I was baroque with 2 syllables. January, however, was my birthday, and I thought, a free facial, and she offered me some freebies. So I just want to say that a lot of people come into this business, they're not looking for it, but last night they prayed, and today it could be their answer. That was me. She came over on a Sunday afternoon. I promised her I'd have a girlfriend. My girlfriend, Tracy, who might be watching, came over, and she brought her cousin, and that made a little party. Tracy wasn't coming over for the Mary Kay party. She was just stopping by, and she happened to be there while the Mary Kay lady was there because I wanted my free gift. You know how you have a girlfriend you can call with no explanation and she'll just show up at your porch? That was Tracy. And so I tell you that at the end, I was impressed because I didn't have the product on my face when she came to my job. But when she got together with me at my house, I was like, oh, this feels really good. At the end, I only wanted two things, it all. And I only had two problems, no cash. But a woman can walk at a mall with no money and walk out with 8 bags. And that was me. So I figured out how I was going to pay, and I spent $125. Tracy spent $125 in January of 1991, $250 at my dining room table. And that is when I found out that she made 50%. Type in the chat 50%. Can you benefit from extra cash? I was thinking, I have student loans, I have credit card debt, and I have a hoopty. I need a car. And I'm thinking, this woman came over to my house and made $125, and she was there for like 90 minutes. Okay. Well, at the end, she offered us some free product if we would introduce her to some other girlfriends. And now it was on and popping. 5 of my college girlfriends that are all super massively successful now, but every one of them was broke college students getting their master's degree back then or law degree. They showed up at Tracy's house and it was $300. And Tammy had me assisting her. Well, I'll tell you, that's how I got started with my business. And I want to thank all of the guests that are joining. You type in 50%, 50%, 50%. Thank you for joining and listening into the story. Commercial break. We will do that cash drawing in just a little bit. And so I was thinking, now she's made $550. Now, I just want to say to you, it was legal. It was fun. She looked pretty. I liked her. And she was making 50%. And now I've watched her make $250. In today's cash, I just want to give you an idea. That would be around $1,200 to $2,000. Y'all know how much stuff was in 1991 compared to where it is right now. That was good money then. And you know what? Even that dollar amount is good money now. Well, she offered me this opportunity, or she offered me the opportunity to listen, just like the person who invited you today. Just listen. You never know. Could be for you, could not be for you. I met with her on February 14th, 1991, at a restaurant called Denny's, that is now Buttercup Kitchen, in Oakland, California. And I fell in love with Mary Kay. I found out for $100, today's cost, $35. What do you know that costs less today than it cost 34 years ago? Tell me. I paid $100 in February 1991, and you can get everything that I got back then for $35. Just saying. Well, I decided to begin my business, and I worked my business part-time. The first 2 weeks, I added $1,200 to my income. Of course, everyone's experience is going to be different, right? Social media makes me say that, but I made good money, okay? You can make a little bit, you can make nothing, or you can just do what we show you how to do. And guess what? People wash their face with this product and they fall in love with it. So at the end of the year, I looked up and I had made a great amount of cash, y'all. I was like, it was good. And so I just typed 10 in the chat with a couple zeros behind it. Okay, like 3. Okay. And I said, I went to my job, and at that time I was probably making about $35,000 a year. And I looked at what I had made in my part-time job. And I said to myself after a year, what would happen if I got serious? I decided in January 1992 that I wanted to take this business by storm. 4 months later, I earned the use of my first free car. 3 months later, I became a sales director. That is the month, August 1992, that I debuted as a sales director, that I quit my job. Now, if you love your job, I love that you love your job. If you tolerate your job, some of you are just counting the days. And then there are some that just don't like their job. The way you can tell if you really love it is, would you do it for free? And I will tell you, coaching women is what I would do for free. If all the jobs, if you didn't have a need for making money, you had as much money as you needed, and you could just volunteer, I would still do what I do and love it. Well, I tell you that I quit my job, and 3 months later, I earned the use of my very first pink Cadillac. So I chose to build the life I love because number one, it was the money. I needed extra cash, y'all. I needed cash. I had graduated with student loans up the kazoo, a 5-0 with some zeros after it. And now I was in grad school, and grad school was going to cost another like $65,000. I had just accumulated some credit card debt, and I needed cash. That was my initial reason for wanting to say yes to this. It's not the only reason, but it is. For me, it was. Then I fell in love with the recognition. I fell in love with the amazing opportunity to be able to be appreciated and loved on for just showing up. You get a round of applause in Mary Kay just for showing up. I mean, I could go on and on and on about how great we love to celebrate and not just tolerate women. We just came back from our seminar where literally for 4 days, all we do is applaud each other's efforts. In this business, you're not competing against other people. Well, kind of. Okay. We do have our queens that get crowned. Okay. But you're really competing against yourself to be your own best self. And I decided that I wanted to work this business and work it hardy and strong. I went on and worked my business on as a director at the director level until I was 40. And that is when I debuted as a national sales director. You talk about absolute freedom and absolute just joy that came. One of the things that people ask me is, what is it like to be a national sales director? I tell them it's kind of like when a woman gets home from work and she takes a bra off. You know what I'm talking about? You know that feeling of freedom, especially on a hot day or a long day or one of those rainy days. It is just the feeling of freedom, of not having to ask permission ever. Being 100% in control of your schedule. If my schedule is overwhelmed, I can only look at one person. It's me. So I want to tell you a couple more highlights from my personal business and how I've really built this life I love. And then I want to share with you really how we make money, and then we'll do our cash drawing. I want to tell you that as a single woman, I built a life I love because I grew up loving to travel. My father was an aircraft engineer. And so we would travel all over the world, really. On spring break, when my friends would go to the Grand Canyon, we'd go to Japan. And when I got cut from his benefits, I was like, now how am I going to see the rest of the world? Mary Kay has taken me around the world, first class, amazing trips. And to the places Mary Kay hasn't taken me, I've taken my own self-passport and taken myself. It's been a blessing to be able to say that just in April, I was doing a little bit of work from Paris, France. I wanted to take my mother on a bucket list trip to Paris. It wasn't her birthday. It wasn't a celebration. It was just life. And it was one of several vacations throughout the year without having to ask permission. Did I take a call? Did I reply to someone? Did I reply to an email and do a few things while I was there? I did, because I love what I do and I can control it. You just weave it in, literally. Anywhere that I have a cell phone and I have access to the internet, I really can work. It's not impossible for me to work without internet, but it opens up the entire world. I've loved building a life that I love. I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. Those of you who see me on a stage would say, oh, you seem to be an extrovert, but I'm really an ambivert. I'm an only child. A life that I love is a life that I can spend a lot of alone time and a lot of time with massive groups of friends having an amazing time. I love both. And I love the fact that I get to control. You know that when we work in an environment where there are people we don't get to vote in, that is exhausting. Don't put it in the chat because it's public information, but how many of you work with some people that if you got to vote, they wouldn't be there? Every single person I work with in my day to day, I get to vote on. And I vote using the litmus test of, am I meant to bless them? Are they meant to bless me? Or is it mutual? And if you don't fit in any of those categories, then it's probably not the best use of my time. I love being able to white things out that I choose not to have. I have built the life I've loved because I've been surrounded. Women have been mothered and they've been managed, but not all women have been mentored. And I have loved that I have an amazing mother that I've been able to do business with. I love the fact that even though I have a staff that I get to work with, I hope they never feel like I'm managing them. But what I really love is the women I've been able to mentor and the women that have mentored me. Just yesterday, I had a big business question, and I was able to pick up the phone and call my mentor, Gloria Mayfield Banks, and immediately say, tell me your thoughts. Just an amazing mentor, to the point that when I met and married my husband, I said, can I get married in your mansion? Can I get married in your house, your extra house? Yes, that happened. You guys, I built the life I love because as a single woman, I was surrounded by so many people. I'm watching my time. And I put my glasses on so I could see the time, have a few more minutes. I built the life I love because I was surrounded by so many amazing girlfriends who have powerful, dynamic marriages, who are amazing mamas. And as a single woman, it would have been easy for me to compromise. I had experienced and dated some guys that I was like, is this the best? You don't want to be single forever. I am so grateful that because of good quality examples, I did not settle. But one day at 45, God showed up, and it was in the form of my husband on August 28th, 2012, and we were married at 12/12/12 at 12/12. I met him while I was speaking at a Mary Kay event, and we have built the life we love. I knew because of Mary Kay how to do a goal poster, how to do a vision board, how to create and manifest the things that you want. I'm not talking new age. I'm talking scripture that says you shall have whatever you say. The challenge is it's not just what you say through your lips. It's also as a man thinketh, so is he. As a woman thinketh, so is she. I have really mastered my thoughts and my words and the message and the woman being one. And I'm so blessed that one of the things I wanted was a man whose passport was fuller than mine and someone who would love and adore me like my father. And, I even wanted someone who was a great cook. Okay. I mean, all of those things, those of you that know my husband, Dr. Anthony Earl, most importantly, someone who loved the Lord. And when I tell you this man loves and exemplifies the Lord as we travel and as he plants churches globally and works in global missions after pastoring for 30 years in Chicago. I've built the life I love because when I married him, I love me some California and he loves him some Chicago. And we didn't have to give up either home. It's just been a blessing. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you that one of the things that entrepreneurship can offer you is the opportunity to take a pencil and sketch out your life and then fill it in with permanent ink and make it as rich as you want. Whether it's money, whether it's flexibility, whether it's the opportunity to be more confident, whether it is the opportunity for a car, for free cars that we have the opportunity to earn the use of, the tax advantages that come when you write off your life and things that you love to do. But ultimately, what I've loved is being my own boss. So I'll tell you two last stories here. I haven't been blessed to give birth to kids. And one of the things that I desired was someone who had a large family. And God blessed me with that because of all of the Mary Kay training and watching so many hundreds and hundreds of women. I could really say thousands of women over 34 years live a life of God first, family second, career third, and how so much more is caught than is taught with your kids. When mama is home, those kids never know when the pink Cadillac is coming around the corner because you're not working a traditional 9 to 5. I have been able now with our 14 grandchildren to walk that out in their life. Kind of had the best of both worlds without stretch marks. And so it's just been a tremendous and a rich blessing. I want to tell you that it's been a blessing to be able to take my mother and my father along with me through the ups and the downs and the challenges. It really has been a blessing. The day that my father took his final breath, the first call that my mom made was to my husband, and the first person he called was my mentor, Gloria Mayfield Banks. We were together. Her son had been married the previous day, and he said, "How do I say this to my wife?" And I'm a daddy's girl of all daddy's girls. And Gloria gathered all of my girlfriends around, and they invited me into the room. And I knew as soon as I walked in the room, my life was about to change. But I will tell you that being surrounded by sisters, I do not have blood sisters, but I have such close, amazing relationships because of Mary Kay. I want to invite you into this pink bubble. And I just want to share with you, as I put these glasses on that are probably really dirty now, I just want to share with you a little bit about some fun facts before we go today. But I want you to watch this. Is there sound on that, y'all? Makes me happy. With a smile from cheek to cheek and feeling fancy. That's where I'm gonna be. 'Cause I'm shining, I'm hiding. I got a good thing on me. No, I can't hide it. And there's nothing in my sleep. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. Anything can happen, anything can happen, anything can happen, yeah, anything. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love the big, big business that we represent in Mary Kay. So right before we do our cash drawing, I want to invite you to be a part of what we experience every day along this journey. Number one, we make some great cash, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh, the places I've gone because of 50% profit. 50% on everything we sell, whether you're a brand ambassador and you're just doing this to grab some of your own product at cost, or whether you want to sell a little bit or a lot in person or virtual, you don't need any sales experience. That is really amazing. The flexibility of time, there really absolutely positively are no quotas. There's no have tos, there's no territories. You can do a little or you can do a lot. Many consultants choose to work 2 to 6 hours a week. Some do hobby, some do hustle, some do part-time. And then there's those of us who are in it for the full-time gig. This is what we do. I tell you that it's a dual marketing concept. It's not multi-level. It's not a pyramid scheme. This is an amazing, real solid business. Totally, we purchase from Mary Kay and we sell direct to the consumer. Our products are manufactured in Dallas, Texas at our international headquarters, and Mary Kay has been solid for over 6 decades. Collaboration is unbelievable. This is like Burger King telling McDonald's their secrets, really. We share everything in Mary Kay. We support along the way. We're not in competition. We follow the golden rule, which really is treating other women like we want to be treated, and men that we have in Mary Kay. And so you get to build a rich and amazing team. Many of you that are guests today would be team members of someone who has a big goal, and you would make a difference. And then someone is supporting you along the way as well. So many rewards, incentives along the way, just diamonds, cars, cash. There are lots of incentives that you can choose to earn none or you can go for it. But isn't it nice to know that Mary Kay gives Cinderella prizes? And then the car. The car program, the car program, the car program. The first car is the Chevy Trax. The second car is the Chevy Equinox. And then there is the coveted pink Cadillac, a brand new EV, which is not pictured there, is on the way to those that earn the use of this car. Or you could take the cash. I have loved rolling in an Escalade and I've appreciated that so much, so much. So I want to tell you that this business, it's not for everyone, but I want to tell you it's for most of you that think it's not for you. That was me. You can get started for only $35. $35 gets you an e-start. If you want to up it, you can add 90 and that gets you full size retail product. When I spent $100 in 1992, I got test tubes. Okay. You could find that at your local flea market now. Okay. They'll kill somebody after 34 years. But I want to tell you, this is $400+ of full retail product. So you can, everyone does the 35 and it's up to you if you want to upgrade and go to the next level. And so we're super excited that you're here. I want to encourage every single guest just for being here today. You're in the cash drawing today, and you also will be in the cash drawing for September 16th with my girlfriend, Krista Warner, which is going to be exciting. And she will share her amazing dynamic story. Boy, does she have a story. And so we want to just thank you so much for being here. I want to invite you into our world. This business has changed my life internally, externally, and eternally. I will tell you, I am absolutely a better woman. I am absolutely more confident. I absolutely have the capacity, a greater capacity to pour into others. Absolutely, I'm smarter. Absolutely, I'm wiser, and absolutely, I'm richer spiritually for how I've grown as this relates. My $100 has made a huge difference. I want to see who our cash drawing winner is, and I want to invite you to be part of Confidently You. This is our latest, most amazing fragrance. I love the way it smells. It's so rich. And tonight's special, if you decide to purchase our Confidently You cologne, you will receive a hand cream as a gift, 50% off the hand cream as your gift. So talk to your beauty consultant about that. But let's see who our cash drawing winner is. Dorothy, take it away. Let's see who she is. Is it coming? There we go. Okay. Purchase the new Confidently You and you get a hand cream as a gift. All right. Let's see who she is. Now, there's lots and lots of people that have multiple entries. And it's not spinning on my end, but it is spinning. Got a little bit of an internet issue. And the winner, it's really blurry, Dorothy. Dorothy's having some internet issues, but I can read it. The winner is Alicia Deers Consultant, Caterina Harris Earl Unit, Tamikia McElroy. Did I say that right? Is she watching? I am so excited and grateful. First of all, Alicia is on her way. She is becoming a sales director and on target for the use of her first free car. And she is in Dallas, Texas, and super excited for her consultant, her guest, and hopefully soon to be consultant that has won. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out at the pink table with me. And I hope that my story inspired you to live your best life. Get some sparkle in your life. If nothing else, Mary Kay is glamorous. Mary Kay, it's glamour for the woman who doesn't need glamour, okay? It's fun for the person who didn't think she needed fun. It's, rich in so many ways with relationships for the woman who doesn't think she needs another girlfriend. And I will tell you that it is so wise. Your tax accountant will tell you that having a small base business can make a huge difference in so many ways for you. So let your beauty consultant know you were on. She'll only know that you watch this if you shoot her a text or comment and tag her in the chat. But I hope that you will join us. And until then, we will see you at the next time. Bye.